Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to do my December reading wrap up and my TBR for the new year. So this month of December I read 4 books and DNF'd 1, which I know doesn't sound like that much, but I also had midterms this month, so I'm kind of happy with the books I read. I had a set TBR for the month of December, and I read quite a few of those books, which is pretty good. The first book I read in December was Elevation by Stephen King. This book is about a man that moves to this town, and he sees that his body doesn't change, but the number on his scale changes. So even if he has clothes on and stuff, he is still losing weight. And basically you just go through him trying to figure out how to what this disease is and how to fix it and what eventually happens to him. And it takes place around Thanksgiving, which I should have read it by Thanksgiving, but I read it in December. I read this in one sitting and it was really good. I'm gonna give this book 3.5 stars. The next book I read is Miracle Cure by Harlan Coben. This book was okay. It's really long. That's because I have the mass market paperback. But this is basically about a disease that's going around, and there's this clinic that's trying to cure the disease, but then people with the disease are dying, and there's a couple that you follow, and it was okay. It felt like a TV show that you would watch with your parents. Well, not really. It felt like a TV show, pretty much. But I didn't really love it towards the end, but I had to push through it, and I finished it. I'm gonna give this book 3 stars, I think. After I've had time to think about it, it was interesting and it was fun to read, so I'm gonna give Miracle Cure 3 stars. The next book I read was 5 Total Strangers by Natalie D. Richards. This book was really fun. It was really the font was really big and it's kind of short, so this was really easy to read. This is about a girl named Mira who's going home for the holidays, and what happens is all the flights get grounded where she is because there's a blizzard. So she gets in a car with 4 other strangers that are going to drive her to her destination, but stuff starts happening. The plot twist wasn't bad, and the vibes of it were really creepy. So yeah, it was good. It was okay. It wasn't incredible or anything, but it was good. I'm gonna also give this book 3 stars. Okay, then I tried to read A Merry Little Meet Cute by Julie Murphy and Sierra Simone. I did DNF this book. I DNF this book at 75 pages in. And it just wasn't grabbing me really. This was the second time I've tried to read this book, so I think that's a sign. I think that's a sign that I should just put it down and give it to someone else that will enjoy it a lot more than me. Since I did put this book down without finishing it, I'm not going to give it a rating. But if you like Christmas and romance and people in books filming movies and stuff, I think that you would like this. Maybe. Last book that I read in the month of December, which I actually just finished yesterday, was The Silent Patient by Alex Michaelides. This book was really, 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 really good. Yesterday I started on page 150, so halfway through, and I sat and I read from 150 to 325, the entire thing. It was so easy to read. The chapters in this book are very, very, very short, which is a good thing, I think. If a chapter is short, you just want to keep reading and reading and reading, and that was the case with this book. I will say that before the 150 page mark, I was bored a little bit because it's really just building up the story. The writing is really good. The writing is very high quality, very pretty writing, but it just didn't really grab me until about halfway through. And I will say, this book came out, I believe, in 2019, and it was huge all over Book Talk. So many videos about it, everything, because there was a huge plot twist at the end of this book, and I couldn't believe that I had made it this far without getting this book spoiled for me. And I don't know, The plot twist was incredible. It was really good. I wasn't expecting it, and I think that it was like, I think it was really smart, the plot twist. I think it was really smart, and it was really different, and I did like it. But I was a little confused, which is probably just my fault. But after the fact and after everything, it made sense to me. So I think the plot twist definitely made it like 4 stars. I don't think that, I'm not going to give this 5 stars because I was a little bored at the beginning, but overall, I think The Silent Patient is incredible. I think you should read it if you like thrillers and books with short chapters, and if you've read the synopsis and you think it's good, I think you should really read this. It was really fun. It was really quick to get through, and I loved it. I'm going to give this 4 stars. Okay, now that I've showed you the books that I read in December, let's get into my TBR for the month of January. So my January TBR is going to have 5 books because I read around 5 books this month. I read 4 and then DNF'd one, so I'm really going to try to read 5 books in the month of January. The first book I want to read is Night Bitch by Rachel Yoder. I guess it like slipped my mind that this movie was coming out, but this movie just came out, and I heard that it was really, really good. And the trailer, it feels very like comedic and funny. I match this so well right now, but I really just want to read this book. I've had it for a while. I've heard that it's good and weird, and I kind of want a weird book, you know? This next book, I never thought I would read this book, but I'm sure you've heard the news. It's Verity by Colleen Hoover. So Josh Hartnett is gonna star in this movie, and I love Josh Hartnett. Like, I love him so much. He is one of my favorite people on this planet, and he's starring in this movie, which means I have to read this book. I had this book in my pile to give to little libraries, but I saw the article and I was like, get the book, like backtrack a little because I have to read this now. And I think this book was really popular when it came out, and I was really excited when I bought it. You know, I have nothing against Colleen Hoover. I read Layla by Colleen Hoover and I didn't love it. But you know, I have nothing against her, so hopefully I will love this book. It is kind of short, the font is huge. I think it'll just be fun, like a fun palate cleansing thriller, hopefully. Okay, next we have Psycho by Robert Bloch. This book, I kind of matched this one too. Ooh, so this book, I keep hearing like incredible things and then horrible things. So I don't really know what to think. It's really short. I believe it's a classic. I'm not sure if it's an official classic. I don't know. I'm probably wrong. But I really want to watch this movie by Alfred Hitchcock. And the story of Psycho, I feel like it's really famous. Also, I didn't know this for a while, but this book is the first book in a trilogy, the Psycho trilogy, which I had no idea, but it is like impossible to find the other 2 books. Like, if I can't get them on Amazon, I'm not even gonna worry about it because I can't get them on Amazon. Like, I have no idea where I'm supposed to get them. But I was trying to get the 2nd and 3rd book so that I could read this, and then I fell down this Reddit rabbit hole of people just hating on the 2nd and 3rd book, and they were like, this is horrible, it's abomination, and I'm like, okay, maybe I will avoid those, but I'm definitely going to read Psycho this month. Okay, then we have Pet Sematary by Stephen King. I wanted to read this last month. I just didn't get around to it with like school and stuff, but I'm so excited to read this. I'm going to listen to the audiobook as well because Michael C. Hall narrates the audiobook, and I love Michael C. Hall and his voice and everything about him. So I'm definitely gonna be listening to this book. I've heard it's crazy, insane. Stephen King said that this was his most terrifying book of all time. So, you know, hopefully it lives up to that. I think that like if a book can scare me, same way with like if a book can make me laugh or something like that, like if a book can give me like a real reaction, like I'm scared, I'm laughing, you know, all that stuff, I think that's a sign of a really good book. So I don't know, hopefully I love this. This is like a little under 400 pages, I think, so it's not that long. So hopefully I can get this done, and hopefully it's like 6 stars, you know, just predicting it. Okay, next, oh my gosh, I brought this book on a plane to read it and I didn't, and now it's all like messed up. But Forever Never by Lucy Score, I'm gonna try to read this on my Kindle this month because this book is so huge. It looks so much smaller on camera, but this is a 500-page romance book. 564 pages this book is. This book is heavy. Like, in my hands, this book is heavy. It's like a giant brick. So I definitely think I'm going to try and read this on my Kindle this month. I'd like to have like one romance book or one cute little fun romance book or like YA book or something on my TBR so that I can like have a palate cleanser between all these thrillers and scary books and everything. But yeah, hopefully I will read this. Okay, my mistake. There's one book I forgot that's on my TBR this month. This is Chloe and the Casio Boys by May Koito. I hope that's how you say that. My friend gave me this book and I'm actually really excited about it. It has like 4.3 stars on Goodreads, which is absolutely ridiculous. And it's basically, it says on the front, it says choose a guy or choose herself. I like, that made me giggle. That is so funny. It's giving like the semi turn pretty is like the vibe that this is giving me. Which one will she choose? I really want to know. I guess we're gonna find out this month. This stack of books is so heavy. Okay, I'm gonna get it. Ah! So these are all the books I want to read this month of January in 2025. Now, who knows if I will read all these. My goal is to make a TBR and stick to it completely. So, you know, take a picture, write it down, because I'm gonna read all these books. I'm guaranteeing it. That's my guarantee. 100% all these books will be read. So in my January reading wrap up, it's gonna be all these books. Okay, I hope you enjoyed today's video, my wrap up and my TBR. Today is New Year's Eve, so if you're watching this on the day that it comes out, then Happy New Year. It's so exciting. I hope you have a fun and safe New Year, and I will see you guys later. Bye.